Hey everybody, live again at the end of the week. So quick sound test, check. Checkity check. The end of the week. Hello Cherry. Cool that you're here. Sound test in the first seconds. Sounds okay. Cool. So let's get in. I wanted to do at least one stream this week. Hello Hurst. Cool that you're here. And yeah, let's jump in animating. I can't wait. So I didn't had so much time this week to animate, sadly, but at least at the end of this work week, Friday, finding a little bit the time to animate. So I had a long work day, a little bit tired already, spent more than 8 hours in front of the PC, but what do you want to do? That's life, you have to work. But now a little bit chilling, animating. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, making a little bit more improvements step by step on learning how to animate impact frames, also showing you a little bit what we've did the last time. Yeah, sure, a little bit the process. And with that, let's jump in. Can't wait. Let's go in here full screen. I think this one was the one we did the last time. A ball flying. And if we go frame by frame through it here, we have the ball flying, coming in here, missile incoming. Then you have that contact here, the ball blowing up, and then you have these impact frames where you first have this light part, then reversed shadow part, white background, and then a little bit these ellipses here. And a little bouncing. Cool. Cool. Then I did a couple of studies also. Quick one. Also this one, quick one, and this one also super quick. So as you can see, I kept the drawing super rough, really focusing only on the impact frame frames. And yeah, doesn't have to look super polished, but yeah, with these quick studies you can learn a lot from. And I think that's it. Cool. We also animated another ball, like that was coming from top to bottom. But yeah, with that, let's create a new one here. So yeah, haven't sketched today and also not the week. So let's see what are we going to do. I think I want to freestyle a little bit. So, and just having fun a little bit animating impact frames. So let's see. Just enjoying a little bit here the time. So I haven't planned out everything, but sometimes that's a cool thing. If you worked already the whole day, just go with the flow sometimes. And also maybe a thing for today to practice a little bit to keep these drawings here also a little bit loose. And see if this is something that could work. So yeah. Let's see. What are we going to do? So maybe here a quick punch. And also again, maybe practicing a little bit to keep things loose here. And also I think that's a good thing. Even like if you have your workflow on animating things, always try new things out, like on how to sketch a body, for example, as showed in the last stream. If you're comfortable, for example, like this is your go-to way to sketch a simplified version of the body, like this, and here the arms. Mix it up. Try different method out. Maybe, I'm not sure, like start like this and then you sketch like this the body, simplify it. yeah, really mix it up on how you can sketch the body. So or even, yeah, what if you are super loose, like with your drawing, where you really focusing on the movement, and try to be as loose as possible, where you focus on like having more dynamic lines, and keep things loose. I think, yeah, mixing up is super cool. Just as a little note. Maybe here now. And what we're going to do, we're practicing a little bit today, not by using the onion skin less, also as a little habit to get better into, yeah, having more good variations here in our animation. Maybe like that. And with that, we can feel a little bit better out on what's looking good and what not. Maybe like that. So as you can see, we keep it super loose today. And of course, I could say, yeah, one reason to keep it loose is because, yeah, you want to mix up things, but the reality also, I'm tired a little bit. So it's easier as also to be a little bit loose, and focus first on the animation itself when you're a little bit tired and it's harder to concentrate. But nevertheless, both is good practice. You can try to be precisely in the beginning, but yeah, being loose also good. Hello, Jonas MCG. Great name. What you making? Nice. I saw a Warhammer fan animation once. I got me into Warhammer. Now I'm too deep. That sounds like a good moment for you that happened. Yeah, maybe you share the name of the fan animation in the chat so I can check it out in the future, or we react even together on it. That would be super interesting. So we have here a little moment. I'm not so happy with the proportions of the leg, or to being really honest, it looks shit, but it's no problem because we work digital. We can just make as many mistakes without really any consequences and just go again. That's the fascination of all the animators back then who just worked with pen and paper. And I'm even, yeah, like it's just, yeah, amazing what they've did. Yeah, big appreciation for that. It starts 8K remastered, it's upscaled, but one guy spent 6 years make it done. The Hardeman made okay, that sounds amazing. I can't wait to check that out. Thanks for sharing. I'm super curious now how that looks, and yeah. And also cool, like how people are so passionate and put so much work into fan animation stuff like that. That's also super cool to see. So we're animating our punch here. Let's see how much smear and stuff we want to have here. Maybe like that. Put here. Maybe like that now. And because now you're wondering, like, why is he sketching everything so much on the left? He has so much space here. And that's the exactly good and right question. That's why we moving him a little bit here. So we can sketch a little bit better out here our foot. So maybe like that. And then the final position would be maybe here. Let's keep it loose. Let's keep it loose. Let's see. Maybe a little bit here. Fire burst. Maybe like that. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Just going with the flow. We're animating with the flow. Cool. And the other leg. What happened here? I have a lag. Okay. I'm back into control of the software. That's good. Again, another lag. Cool. Now, okay, I think I have to wait a second. In the meantime, where I'm losing the control here of the software, I check out the chat. No need to see all of it, but I recommend reacting 2-4 minutes of it. He also worked with Amazon at secret level and gave him a show as sequel to the animation he made back up by Studio Hype. Nerdy. So that sounds, yeah, super interesting. I definitely want to check it out now. But first let me hear so we can continue. To check. Okay, I think now let's hope I have control now back on things here. Yeah, looks good. So if you lose control over your software, just stay cool. No need to worry. So these are our frames. And now we want to add a little bit impact stuff. But of course, we want to spice up the animation first a little bit. So we're going to add first a little bit here, like that. A little bit. Back and forth movement, so it looks a little bit better, more realistic. Like a wheel punch you would do. As you can see, I keep the frame super loose. And now again, we want to pull the arm a little bit back. And maybe we bring the arm, maybe it's even going down here a little bit. Let's see how that looks. Looks okay. It looks okay. Pew, 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 pew. Like that. Don't ask me about his foot here, what's happening here. We just keep it as it is. So that's good. And also something to consider would be like, let's do that quickly. Like a line here. To just keep a little bit our character on one line. At least we're doing him this favor. And of course, like right now, animating it straight ahead, just going with the flow, to have a little bit an eye on like the proportions. So like how big is my character here and how big is my character in the last frame. Of course he's moving a little bit down, but in general, when animating straight ahead, yeah, you have to be a little bit careful about the proportions. Instead, like I think my last video was about it on Instagram, like where you animating straight ahead everything, just going with the flow, or you planning out your first, your last position, your middle position, and then adding in betweens. Then it's easier to keep the proportions because you plan it more out. And here you just go with the flow, and sometimes your frames just get bigger and then smaller while animating. Okay, cool. So now we have this little part here. Now we could make everything a little bit more smooth, but I think I want now to get into the impact frame stuff, because this is a little bit the focus. Maybe like that. So we already adding a little bit impact here. Maybe like that. Cool. Like that. And maybe now we have here a couple of lines. Okay. And maybe the distance here. Like this, and now we need another one where he's a little bit more relaxed in his pose. Let's see if this is too much. It's okay. We would have to add it in between there that it's not missing too much of a frame. And of course this here is here, and also something that we're going to quickly add here. It's a little bit here, the arm on the back side. So we have our punch here, cool. And let's fix a little bit the timing. Something I'm trying to find out, maybe you know it. Jonas MCG, nice, and a nice punch emoji that's fitting the punch we are doing. Like something I'm trying to find, maybe you know it. So I know that you can like space out your keyframes here, for example. You go to animation, then you go to, where was it, at the track, assign multiple cells, assign name, and then you can say, okay, we want like every frame on every second frame or third frame. So if you want to animate it on twos, you put in here 2, 3, 4. For example, can show you one time like this, and now you would set here like every second frame you would have one drawing. Before, like it was every one frame. But I also like sometimes to just pull my frames here and move them manually step by step forward, and fix a little bit the timing with that, and also see like what looks good, what looks not good. Like, is there a way to move these keyframes like with the on the keyboard, for example, with the arrow or something? That would be super interesting to know. because then you don't like have to like pull each frame with the mouse. You could just move them around a little bit, like with your keyboard. But yeah, maybe you know that, and if not, I'm trying to find it out and then share it on the stream. That's just something. Yeah, I was just wondering for the future. And now let's see. I think here's a frame we wanted to get on once. And here already it comes out from the impact frame. Like that. Let's see if we're keeping this one on twos. Maybe like, let's see how this looks. Okay, it's too slow here. Okay. And now what we're going to do here is add a new animation. Like we have to put it one more here. And here is the place where the impact frame starts. Jonas, you should improve his stance after the punch, like here. Yeah, I feel also a little bit like in-betweens are missing here. And yeah, there's not happening much with the leg movement. That would be something to work on. Maybe doing it later, but the focus is also more on the impact frame. But thanks for the cool feedback. And don't know. Yeah, that's okay. I'm also, yeah, like I said, I also don't know it. So I also work a lot in After Effects. There you don't have so many keyframes, so it's not a big problem there. But I feel like sometimes you have so many keyframes here that would be cool to know how to move them more nicely around. Okay, now let's create here 2 new layers, a folder. Then we're putting this layer in the folder. Name it 1. So the folder again is the one where we're sketching in. Then we're making this one black. Decrease the opacity, go on the layer here on top, and now we can nicely paint in here and do our impact frame. And let's see. I want to maybe be a little bit, or maybe we try out different impact frames here. So maybe a super simple one, where we first only sketching the light part here. And let's try out maybe also different styles here and see what's working, what's not working. That's a little bit the goal here for today. Like this. And the cool thing is by creating like another animation row on top, you always see your bottom layers and your drawings, so you can nicely yeah, sketch your impact frames on top without worrying too much on the layer that's below. So I'm just freestyling here. It's really more an experiment right now and seeing what's working, what's not working. I feel like that's a cool thing about animation. Like learning new things, doing studies, but then also just experiment and find out on your own. Then also it's like a design choice, and a choice of preference. Yeah, like what do you like, what not. And I feel like that's also the beauty of animation, that everyone prefers also other things. Okay, maybe that's the first one. Like this. Now let's do another one here. And the cool is by creating on the first one, like here, the folder structure. Like we have folder 1 here, and then we have layer 2, layer 1. On 1 we have the black background. On the top we sketched in our line, and then automatically by creating a new animation frame, the same folder structure is again in here. So that's convenient. So now we take the bucket tool, make this one white, the background, decrease a little bit the opacity. If I turn my onion skin on and off, I see the layer before, but I'm also seeing the the drawing below that. And now on this one, we're taking a little bit more the shadow part here of this character before we sketch the light part. And now a little bit more the shadow. And then we see in a second how we like it or not. Maybe like that. Cool. And with that, we already finish our impact frame here. Like that. And let's play it how it looks from the beginning. And looks cool. Super simple, just 2 frames. I feel like this one should be also faster. So this one without impact frames. And then this one here with impact frames. Yeah, just watching it a couple of times, but I feel like it looks fun. It starts made me like Warhammer, made me read books. There's like 950 plus books. So I'm not like I hear it sometimes like from the Warhammer universe. But yeah, seems to be a big universe. You can spend time with. Yeah, I think there are worse things than having like a big fiction world that you like. I feel like that's a cool time, or like yeah, a cool hobby to spend time with. Cool. So we're having this one here, and now let's just try another impact frame method. So we're creating just another one here. And try out something different. Again, our 2 new layers here, creating the folders, putting them inside here, making this one dark, decreasing the opacity, and now let's see what do we want to make here. So let's see. It's also a little bit maybe we're doing something like this here. Maybe like this. So as you can see, really experimenting here. And just seeing like what's coming in my mind. In terms of impact frames. So I want a little bit like having a stronger just force going out there from the punch. Maybe we're doing something like this here. And then I will be super curious to see how it looks. Maybe something like this. So this one is our first one here. I just move all my layers here to the side, but that's not cool. Maybe like this. And now the second one. Let's see how we're doing that one. Move it back here, our layer. Again, making this one white. Decrease the opacity. And now on top here. Maybe something like this now. Let's see. Could be look super bad, but maybe it looks cool. We will find out in a second. And let's just see like this. I feel like it misses a little bit dynamics. So this one looks too much, the shape looks too much similar to the previous one. So I think we have to make this one a little bit more narrow like this. And maybe a little bit some shorter lines here. Maybe this could work better. So let's check this out. That's already better. And now let's try something new here. Now this one here, we're making black, then another one completely white. Maybe like this. And now here, black again. Or let's do it white. Like this. Let's go on top. And now we also have like in a second, like move these frames of course to the front if our impact frame is longer. Maybe something like this. Maybe this is also here not working at all, but I'm super interested to know in a second. And I mean, that's why practice is important. Okay, let's see how it looks if we would finish it here. This is last frame. And now let's play it. Yeah, it looks okay. Different, but okay. Let's compare to the previous one. So this was much shorter. Of course, we would like put our frames back here for this one. So super fast impact frame, and here we have a little bit more stuff going on. But also cool. Fun! So I'm just reading I think the lore of Warhammer. Yeah, I like also how science fiction sometimes the story is super crazy, but it looks, yeah, sounds interesting. And 60 million years sounds like a super long time. All right, so I feel like also this impact frame is fun. Like we have our punch, then we have this force that is coming from the character, from the punch, that it gets a little bit more narrow. Then we have a black frame, a white frame, and then we have a little bit like this little rotation of this white background with this black strokes here. It's rotating a little bit, and then we have the punch. And I feel like in the core, like what impact frames are or how to use them is like you can even do like an impact frame like this punch and then only one white frame and then you have the rest of the punch. Even that can be your impact frame, or even like only one black frame. Then you can use a little bit more like where you only sketching like on a black frame, for example, or can be also like I said a second ago, reversed. But here like we have a dark frame with only the light parts of the character. Also again, if I'm turning down the opacity a little bit, here, then you can see we turned a little bit like if we would sketch in like or if we would paint the character, only the light part here makes this impact frame, and then the next frame reverse only the shadow side. And I feel like this always creates a cool dynamic for an impact frame, only having these two frames, and then you have the rest of the punch. Yeah, and these are some possibilities to animate an impact frame and achieving fun results. And of course, I feel like when animating in animation, what's important is like not to use impact frames for everything, but highlight it a little bit. Like if it's an important moment in a story, then an impact frame can enhance that moment. Like if you're using like every effect for every moment, then you oversee a little bit yourself of an effect. But I think that's also taste, and different shows handle it differently. So I wanted also maybe do a little study. Let's see if we're just checking out, for example, this one here, where we really have a super fast impact frames, almost like as an effect, like if we go frame by frame here through it. And also you have that contrast with impact frames where you first like have a super slow moment, super like almost slow motion, and then the impact frame comes and you have that speeded up moment like we see here in the scene, where it is first slow, then we have the impact frame here with the background that I also did like a couple minutes ago, and then like this highlight part here. And also what you want to do, what's important with impact frames is also the direction. So if you're punching like maybe like this, then the impact frames, the force, everything that's happening, it helps that the impact frames also, not every impact frame has to do it, but some of the impact frames also support that direction where the action is going. Like you can see here, the character now is like doing his attack down. So you want also the impact frame here. It's almost like a smear is also going down. And I feel like then that's the part when impact frames are most effective used. Cool, then we have this one here from Blue Lock, where you also have an impact frame. Also cool scene. And let's go quickly through it. The ball here, then the foot is coming. And then again, we have the black background. Here again, we have these highlighted parts. And now, like I did also, reversed a little bit. What first like shadow, or like here below the light parts, and here the shadow parts. Then you have these sparkling, or like this extra effect here crossing the foot. And then you have these almost mixed like light effects with impact frames. You see a little bit of the background. It's a little bit like when with our layer we decrease the opacity, so you have a little bit a mix from the scene before and one with the impact frame. Cool. Then we have this one. See what's happening here. And again, also here super fast impact frame. Also only a couple of frames. Let's go quickly through it. So we have this star movement here, then only just a black frame, here almost like a white frame, and then we have a white frame, and then these speed lines going towards where the action is. Yeah. And again, then here reversed also like we did. Black frame in the background, white, and then again the character. And yeah, sometimes only 2 frames are enough to give a scene like a little bit more impact. Cool. And this one here, also fun to see. Where we have this one here. Again, he's pulling his arm up, and then the impact center point is like here where the arm goes. As you can see here. Then it gets bigger. And then we have almost, I like also how painted it's in here. So with impact frames, you can also paint scenes in. That's also something I want to explore a little bit more in the future. That's also interesting. And then, yeah, we have here a little bit more like this shadow part here with these black lines. And then only really here the shadows on the left side and a white background. Then only a white frame. Then the circle here, again a white frame. So I feel like there's not like one right way to do impact frames. You can super experimental with impact frames. I feel like also that's the beauty of impact frames. And yeah, Joe's MC is right. Good use of negative space. Yeah, and yeah, I feel also negative space is super important. Yeah, to get that feeling on how to design that negative space effectively. Is the key thing when animating impact frames. Cool. So let's watch again. This one was, I think, a fun study. And then also something in the future that could be cool to explore would be also animating longer impact frames. Yeah. Cool. All right, I think that's a little bit the study and the learning part for today. Maybe I wanted here to check out a little bit this animation here before we ending the stream, just having fun a little bit watching here this animation. And I feel like also to see the production material of animators, you can learn so much from it, especially like how loose these are animated, how loose the lines are, and that you can still plan out or animate your whole thing. That's super cool. Super fun to watch. And also, if you're seeing these, like you always want, like feel like if I'm seeing these, I just want to animate myself again. But yeah, that's something I want to definitely also practice a little bit more to keep things super loose. And practice a little bit more to keep, to do animations a little bit more loose. Feel like this can be very beneficial if you practice it a little bit. Of course, it's also important to be able to animate precisely your lines. But learning to keep things loose is also can be also super helpful. And sometimes it looks super easy to keep things loose, but I feel like behind it often is like a lot of experience with anatomy, with figure drawing. The more you feel comfortable in sketching, for example, a figure, the easier is it for you to keep things loose. And I'm just trying things out here. How to keep figures loose when sketching them. So this here is a little bit the movement I'm emulating here. Just as a quick practice here, how to keep your figures loose. So something like that. So the movement here is not working out perfectly, but yeah, in general, that's super helpful. React to starts. I'm definitely going to do it next time. But I'm definitely going to check it out. So I have a little playlist on reactions, so I can't wait to check that out. I feel like also here the style is super cool. Also like the background effects, the little coloring. Super cool animations and a flash running. So let's see what's coming now. Okay, like here we have like impact frames on another level. But super cool to see. Super fun. So definitely something to keep in mind, and also like a little focus for the next time. Yeah, where we just maybe taking simple sketched out characters, and I feel like even practicing that can be great practice. So maybe explore a little bit on how simplified can we sketch a character. I feel like this method is also good, maybe, but maybe we can even do it even more simplified than this one. Even if I like this one, but maybe really only like a shape like that. And yeah, just simple shapes. So this would be something that I want to experiment a little bit more on how to simplify characters. And then of course also when going into perspective, like here, how you make the best use of simplification when sketching your characters in perspective. But let's see. Thanks for the next stream. So much Sam, hello that you're joining. We are almost finished here. So we yeah, had a little bit fun here with impact frames. But you can watch everything always, of course, later. The streams stay online, also at chapter marks, so you can jump to different stages. But yeah, showed a little bit here on how to do these impact frames here. Were super fun. Yeah, one more simple, like with only 2 frames here. And yeah, can't wait to do more impact frames. And I feel like by adding this to your portfolio, hello Elias, you can then in the future, like if you learn the animation principles, also impact frames is just like one tool in your toolbox that you can use for different moments, like for your animations. Yeah, but super fun to animate impact frames. Let me know if you have any question also later here in the comments or on my social platforms, everywhere you want, or write me a message. Fun stream. Almost an hour. I would like to animate more, but yeah, like I said, I had a long work day. And I'm just happy that I made it to animate a little bit today and streamed. Super fun. Thank you, Jonas MCG, for your cool tip with the animation. I'm going to check that out. And also about the background lore on, I think it was Warhammer. Interesting to read. And yeah, thanks for everyone who joined. Fun session. I wish you a good weekend. I'm going to be back live next week. I'm not sure. Can I say right now when I will be online? Maybe Monday and maybe Friday. Let's see. But I'm going to make it maybe even more. Let's see. I hope at least like one stream definitely next week. But yeah, let's see which day it will be. So I always have to look a little bit with work when I have the time. Cool. With that, I wish you a great weekend, a great night, or a day, whatever time zone you are. And thanks for watching. See you in the next stream. Bye. And also, one last time, let's watch on the animation because it's so much fun. And with that, I'm finishing the stream.